Hey guys, today we're going to be diving into Murlocs and Fungalmancer Flurgle in Battlegrounds and how to abuse Murlocs in most lobbies. Murlocs right now actually are in a really good spot because of how strong Quillboars are right now. Quillboars are probably the number one comp right now, and Murlocs are set up to compete with them in stats while providing a lot of the utility and scam to really try and compete at the same time. The best thing you should be looking for when playing Flurgle is Econ tribes. Elementals are without a doubt the most important one, but Nagas and Dragons are also pretty good finds in a lobby just to make it so you're able to proc the hero power a couple more times. So let's, I guess, dive on into the different strategies and decisions made through the game and see how you can best utilize Flurgle. In the early game, really, your goal is to just buy minions. Specifically, if you have any that have a econ focus, they will give you a little bit of extra opportunity to capitalize on your hero power. Any minions that can generate other minions, and then just from there play your strongest board. Going into turn 6, we had a couple decisions for our lesser trinket. First choice was Souvenir Stand. While Souvenir Stand is a very powerful trinket, because of how far behind we are on the board, especially because we're playing a late game hero power, Souvenir Stand just doesn't provide any ability for you to stabilize, and if you're behind on the board, it's often not going to be a good pick. Similarly, Ticket a Stack sticker after its nerf just hasn't felt very good, and I would really not take it unless it's your only reasonable option. And honestly, I don't know when those cases are anymore. Trip vouchers is kind of similar to Souvenir Stand, where it doesn't really give you any type of immediate impact, and you're going to be waiting until turn 8 for an actual trinket. And that's kind of why we ended up taking Nurglish Facebook. While it's not a top tier choice on its own, it gives a little bit of extra value and kind of synergizes with our hero power a bit because, it kind of doubles down on that fact of buying minions and playing minions. And really will synergize with some of the late game Murlocs like Beam Courier and Lock Prince. They are just good, solid mid game minions that will help you stabilize. So let's go into the mid game. On turn 7, we were able to find a Beam Courier and the Diremus Forger, which gives us a really good synergy, especially with the Nurglish Facebook, where we're able to buff up the Beam very quickly, and we have a way to pull it with the Dire Musk. By turn 8, we were able to go to Tavern Tier 5, which is very crucial for Murlocs because the biggest minions that you can find are Bram and Primal Fin. At this point, we're very confident going to 5 on that turn 8 because we were at 32 health. Because the damage cap is 15, this gives us 2 fights to stabilize and gives us the most amount of chances to find those key 5 drops. For our greater trinket selection, we had the following choices. The first was chess set. Honestly, this was probably a reasonable choice. However, it would probably be like the best second choice in the choices we had. The next choice was Nurglish Facebook. Honestly, this is just like a more stats than the lesser trinket. However, my thought process behind this is if I end up getting like a econ oriented greater trinket, Nurglish Facebook greater kind of just does the same thing as the lesser, and the stats itself are probably about the same because you'll be rotating more units if you have a econ greater hero power. So I would say you only take the lesser or the greater for Facebook. It really doesn't make much sense to take them both. The next option was Tiny Fin Onesie. Honestly, I don't really like Tiny Fin Onesie. The only times I really think it makes some type of sense is if you're doing like a menagerie type comp and you're able to use the buff in hand to come out from like a base skill and use base skill as your menagerie Murloc, and then you end up like buffing some type of cleave or a really key menagerie unit. And we were just not playing menagerie with where we were at. We were very kind of committed to Murlocs. And then finally, the option that we ended up taking was Essence of Dreams, and we were really only able to take this because there was a brand in the shop, and we were on Tavern Tier 5 with the ability to generate the Primal Fins. Essence of Dreams with Primal Fin, it will generate you so much econ because you'll get 4 Murlocs essentially on that single Primal Fin, 2 from the playing of the Primal Fin, and then 2 more from the Essence of Dream, and then if you're able to triple brand, it just becomes even more. So really, Essence of Dream was only enabled because we had the brand in the shop. If we didn't have it, we probably would have ended up taking Chess Set and just use it to either duplicate a base skill or like a Murgler later in the game. From here, we kind of established just a core Murloc core. We had Beam in the hand, we had Bran on the field, and then we had Dire Musk as a way to pull that Beam from the hand. Bran acted like a way for us to generate more Murlocs, and that kind of just gives us better ways to buff the Beam Courier. Eventually, we end up trading out the Dire Musk for a base skill, and that gives us just one more board space that we're able to play. And then finally, we found a Lock Prince, which after the buffs giving Lock Prince Divine Shield, it gives us a out for all of the Battlecry Murlocs that we're getting from our hero power that give us like stat buffs. You'll see that pretty much every buff that I do, I end up using on the Lock Prince because of its ability to just get more stats out of it. One of the key advantages of playing Murlocs is they have a lot of these like 2 or 3 minion cores. A lot of them are focused around Bran, and why this is important is it lets you play essentially like 3 comps at the same time, and you can eventually decide which one you want to hard commit in the top 4 of a match while you're playing these like really small cores in the mid game. So one of these cores would be something like what we already mentioned with the Beam, the base skill, and the Bram. You can even double this by running a Murgler because you'll be doubling that Beam stats, and there you have like a 4 minion core, but the core 3 minions there are the Beam, base skill, Bran. The next one you can run is Bran with Old Murkai and Primal Fin as a way to generate a lot of econ every turn. What ends up happening here is at the end of the turn, the Murkai procs the battle cries adjacent to it. If you have a Primal Fin, then you're getting 2 Murlocs with the Bran there. And that's kind of what I see as the mid-game core, while you end up getting your Tavern Tier 6 Murglers. In the endgame fights, you'll eventually want to sell out of the econ units and kind of make a decision between tech and scam units. If you're playing scam units, Belcher's really good and almost forms another 3 minion core that you can do Belcher, base skill, and then a Belcher in the hand. So what happens is you have your Belcher attack, it puts a poison on the base skill gets hit into, it scams a unit and pulls a Belcher out of your hand, and then you have your Belcher hit a minion that kills it and puts a poison somewhere else on your board, and you essentially have like a 4-for-1 trade there using just 2 units. But what's really crucial in this is you don't really need your Murkai, your Primal Fin, your Bran in your last fights. You'll see that we even sold off a Golden Bran in our last fight. I guess just as a conclusion, Fungalmancer Flurgle just provides a lot of opportunities as the Murloc tribe because of how much econ it can go. You've seen videos before of how strong Lava Lamp is as a trinket, and this essentially acts like a trinket in its hero power. So focusing on those 2 or 3 minion cores in your mid game will put you in a really strong spot while playing Murloc. So hopefully this helped you guys. Feel free to provide any other tips or comments in the comments, and really just thank you guys for your time and hope it helps you. See ya. Good luck and climb. Bye.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit. A stupid myth, you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get